This is Nina Park inspired makeup, but makeup bridal. It's clean, sculpted, modern, and built to photograph beautifully and last all day long. I'm starting with skin and I'm evening things out a little bit more than I typically would, especially in the center of the face. I'm mixing a drop or two of illuminizer into my foundation, not to make it shiny, just to give the base a little bit of life. I still want it to look like skin, but for bridal, I want it to last and photograph well, so I'm not skipping coverage completely. Now I'm going in with contour. I'm keeping the placement very Nina Park, so higher on the cheekbones, blended upwards, nothing dragging down. It's not no makeup and it's not glam. It's about structure and restraint, so everything here is really intentional. I'm also doing a really light contour through the nose just to add some structure, but I'm blending it out a lot so it looks natural from every angle. After that, I'm adding a touch of warmth with bronzer. It's not about looking tan though, it's about bringing life back into the skin. I'm applying the bronzer to the back of my hand first to warm up the product and keep placement control. Now I'm using concealer, but I'm being very intentional about the way I'm using it. I'm not blanketing the entire face, I'm just refining where I want more brightness or structure. This is what keeps the skin looking perfected, but still real, especially up close. For blush, I'm avoiding anything too bright or too cute. I'm taking that lower on my cheeks than I typically would and blending it in with my contour to get that Nina Park sculpted but natural look. Muted, neutral tones are also going to photograph more timeless than anything too saturated. You'll see freckles a lot in Nina Park's makeup look, but for bridal, I like to keep it subtle. So I'm just softly defining beauty marks that already exist on my face and neck. I'm not creating anything new. I'm setting mainly where I get shine using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting powder. This is very Nina Park coated because it takes down the shine without making the skin look powdery or flat. Then I'm lightly misting a setting spray and gently pressing it in. This melts everything together and locks it in. Once the base is set, I'm gonna lightly reinforce the creams with powder just to lock in the shape. Same tones, same placement, nothing changes here. Brows stay fluffy and natural. I'm brushing them up, filling only where I need to, and keeping the tail soft. This keeps them from looking stiff or overdone in photos. For the eyes, we're keeping everything really understated. Using what's left on my concealer brush just to even out the eyelids, setting that with a skin tone powder. I'm using a soft brown taupe through the crease and along the lower lash line. A slightly deeper version of that shade just at the outer corner. Along the outer third of the upper lash line, I'm adding the thinnest black liquid liner. The wing should almost disappear into the lashes. We're tightlining the upper waterline, then softly defining the inner corner with a brow pencil. Everything stays really matte and really close to the eye so that it photographs super clean and never feels overdone. For lashes, I'm wiping off the excess mascara first, then softly defining the upper and lower lashes so that they stay light and flexible. On the lips, Nina Park almost always lets the upper lip read equal to or slightly fuller than the lower. Before lip liner, I'm very softly overlining the border of my natural lip line using the KJH brand Sculpture Stylo in the shade Etch. Pressing in a natural flush of color, using my fingers to melt that into the lip line, then I'm redefining the lips using a cool tone brown shade of lip liner. Cleaning up the edges a little bit for blur that's controlled. One final longwear setting spray from a distance. This is the kind of bridal makeup I'd wear, still myself, just a little bit more sculpted and elevated.